and contributor and Republican strategist Alex Castellanos. Tori, haven't seen you in a while, so I want to start with you first. If your candidate's running for president and Donald Trump calls, you say yes?
You kind of cringed and you go, yeah, absolutely, come on board. And I think over the long run, too, what you said in the intro, there are going to be as many people who like Donald Trump as don't like Donald Trump. I think it becomes a neutral overall.
Alex?
Well, the best salesman I've ever met was Sonny Bono, who knew 3 chords and had 10 gold records. The second best is Donald Trump, and he's the best you've ever seen at selling Donald Trump and seizing the stage. He did it today. I think this endorsement actually does help Romney in one unique way. Newt Gingrich's argument at this point is, look, the outsiders are waiting for me. It's the Washington establishment that doesn't want me. Now there's a break in the ranks. Now the ultimate outsider, Donald Trump, the hand grenade under Washington's door, has gone over the line. And I think that actually does hurt Gingrich and helps Romney.
Cornell, I'm going to guess you're contrarian on this one.
You know, I love Alex. He's the ultimate spinner. That was really good. Here's a problem. In our last CNN poll that we did, you know, Donald Trump's unfavorable was higher than his favorable. 64% unfavorable, 30% favorable. This is not a guy who's very favorite. And when you look at the independent voters, this is not a guy who's beloved. It would have been interesting for Romney to have had a sister soldier moment, if you would, and to have rejected Donald Trump's endorsement and really showed that he is, in fact, an outsider and he's not someone who's catering to the Tea Party. That would have showed some interesting politics and some strength.
But, John, at least so far, Donald Trump is not the one running, right? It's Romney is the one that's running. And I actually think, just to pile on to something Alex said, that, you know, Romney may benefit from the sort of mad-as-hell attitude that Trump has about a lot of things going on in the government right now, and he may actually benefit from stirring some of that up.
And last I heard, Romney was not in the general election yet. He still has a playoff game to win before he gets to the Super Bowl.
As a Democrat, let me tell you, the only person I would have liked to have come out even more and sort of endorsed him is maybe George Bush or Dick Cheney when you look at those unfavorable numbers.
All right. I want to shift to foreign policy. We're on this beautiful campus tonight because we spoke to its new chancellor, the former Defense Secretary Bob Gates. And I asked him if he's a Republican. He served in the Obama administration, but he goes back to the Reagan administration and before that as a Republican. I asked him about some of the criticism that President Obama is perhaps, these Republicans say, too willing to reach out, say, to try to open a line of communications with Iran. Listen to Secretary Gates.
Things get pretty heated in campaigns, but I think the reality is that there is an acknowledgement on people's part around the world that this president is willing to use military force when our needs require it. But the idea of reaching out to our adversaries to try and get them to do what we want them to do, I don't think is inherently dangerous.
Tori Clark, maybe he has no place in this conversation. A voice of reason in the middle of a campaign. What are we going to do?
I mean, it was so reassuring to hear Secretary Gates talking. He has just such a calming influence, and he makes everybody kind of take a deep breath and go, well, right. And I think one of the things he was trying to say, which is true, is when you're dealing with these incredible national security issues, and he's right, what we have going on with Iran is very, very scary. You've got to have several things in the arsenal, one of which may well be reaching out to them directly, reaching out to them through third parties, at the same time really coming down hard economically, potentially militarily.
One of his points, Alex, was that maybe the Republicans should just dial it back a little bit and let this play out. He thinks rhetoric on both sides, either don't use the military option or use the military option, is bad. Just let the people in charge deal with it. Is that right?
You know, I think actually the Secretary is right. I think the Republicans are in a way lucky that this election is not about foreign policy and international affairs, because in many ways Barack Obama has continued the policies of the previous administration. One of the things you learn when you become President of the United States is politics is one thing, but your choices are constrained by international realities. You know, the world is a big place with powerful forces, and presidents don't have the power they do to change course that they do here with economic matters, say, in the United States. So I think Republicans overplay their hand. Politically, it's going to play that Barack Obama has made some tough, strong decisions.